and welcome to Building Momentum. Today, I'm excited to welcome our next guest. Tin is one of the co-founders and CEO at RevTech.
One line that represents us is supply chain. We play a very integral part. Initially, we set out to support our clients from the UK only. If you had asked me 3 months ago, what do you think about GSTS? I would have said yes.
My name is Yash, your host for the show, and today I'm excited to welcome our next guest. Tin. Tin is one of the co-founders and CEO at RevTech. RevTech offers customized solutions that are innovative, strategic, and cost-efficient in the MRO, procurement, and manufacturing space in 43 countries around the world. We'll get to know more about RevTech and the journey of building and growing it out. Join me in welcoming Nidhin, who's here to share his journey and discuss how RevTech solves these challenges since 18 years for some of the largest companies in the world. Hey Nidhin, how are you doing today?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing great as well. But thank you for joining us for this episode and for this conversation. So let's start with understanding a little bit about RevTech. What is the big bad problem or the challenge that RevTech is trying to solve today?
One line that represents us is supply chain. And with all the disruptions in the world currently happening, whether it is, it all started from COVID and then never ended since until now with all the tariffs and everything else. So we play a very integral part in managing supply chain and integrating ourselves with our clients to support them with equipment for their MRO needs worldwide.
Got it. Why did you start this company? I'm sure at some point of time you were young and you didn't like, do people aspire to build something in the supply chain space? Like, at what point did you think, yeah, this is something that I feel passionate about? This is something that I would start.
Yeah, so I had an opportunity of spending some time at a refinery complex in my younger years,
Huh?
many years ago, and I did have a chance to interact with some of the key personnel there inside the plant, and their biggest pain point was equipment, and with the varied geographies of the equipment where it is available and how it can be brought to a refinery complex is a very cumbersome and a very difficult task. That is where the gap was noticed. And initially we set out to support our clients from the UK only. So we set up in the UK. Over the years, we just had the movement, like you said, the momentum kept on building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hence we had to continue to adjust ourselves to the requirements, the market demand and stuff, and that's how we almost have a global footprint.
We've been doing RevTech for about 18 years now. Started in 2007. Very soon it will be 2 decades of RevTech. And so what I wanted to understand was over the years, how has the offering or the services that you offer at RevTech, how has that changed and evolved with technology? So how has that changed?
So my background has been tech. Well, I didn't study tech, but I got trained in to be a tech guy in my early 30s. And so when we set up RevTech, one thing was very clear, that we need to make sure that everything we do has a element of technology in our processes. So fast forward to 2015, we set out on a journey to build our own platform, and we were very successful back in the day to do that. But we didn't couldn't keep up with it, on an ongoing basis. I think at the early part of 2022, we realized that the platform that we have now, it is too expensive to either expand that further or to do anything with it, but it was supporting us, but didn't have the scalability in factor involved in it. So we then had to make an informed decision that we cannot be just tech enabled anymore, we need to become tech led.
Wow.
So yeah, so I think it is the time when we decided that we need to now migrate into a very highly scalable solution, and anything and everything that we do, just not be enabled. Being tech enabled is not enough anymore. It has to be tech led. And since then, we're not a tech company, but we are very much tech led as a business.
Hmm. Correct. And so basically from maybe in most of the tech-enabled businesses, what we've been had the opportunity to observe is that it helps the organization. So let's say if I'm a tech-enabled business, it'll help me save some amount of time or maybe do certain processes faster, automate some other workflows and stuff like that. Could you dive into a little more and explain like what for a firm that exists in MRO procurement manufacturing space, what could it mean to say tech led? Are we talking about helping in acquiring new customers? Are we talking about just the outcomes of it, right? Are we talking about so productivity gains for sure, but are we also talking about helping or saving, not just saving time but also saving money? Can you dive in a little more?
So, yeah, sure. So, the transition from tech enabled to tech enabled was simply making sure that it was allowing us to do things. It's like little utilities, widgets that we
Yeah,
created in house, allowing us to do little things ourselves. Tech led basically is a single source of truth. So, one platform, and that platform does everything, whether someone wants to book a holiday, vacation, someone wants
yeah,
to, apply for a travel to go and see a client, whether it's a client, whose work that we need to conduct and support on a daily basis. So that is the biggest change that
hmm,
that we brought to the table. Change is not always easy.
yeah,
A lot of customization, a lot of use cases needs to be produced, a lot of mistakes needs to be made.
yeah,
We have to fall first before we stand up and walk. We went through our fair share of the journey. And with now being tech led, is highly scalable. To add a client, to add a service, to add a nation, to add a company, to add a warehouse
yeah,
is just click of button. And like, for example, I just added a warehouse in Italy, and it was a matter of 10 minutes. I said, okay, I have a warehouse. This is the address. This is the location. This is the contact information. Can you set it up on the system? And within like 10 minutes, the warehouse was up. And we could then allocate the equipment, the material to that warehouse. So that is the agility of it. So you
yeah.
can have a call with someone at 9 a.m., agree on everything in principle, and at 10 a.m. you say, okay, I put it live. Within 2-3 days, we'll start seeing movement all over the place. So that kind of thing. So similarly, in India, we we made a very conscious decision to make our platform GST enabled, which is a big thing in India. We never set out, the platform was never built for to make
Yeah.
sure that it's going to do transactions in India at that granular level. But then we thought, no, we need to be ready, so future ready, you can say. So all our tech is now GST enabled.
Hmm.
And and so these are the things that allows us to be agile, to act fast. So not only save time, is very efficient,
Yeah.
and it is very process led, doesn't allow, doesn't have room to make mistakes and stuff,
Yeah.
and it is transparent. I think
Yeah.
what clients in our space love is honesty and transparency. If there is a problem, be upfront, tell us.
Yeah.
Don't hide with excuses, those sort of things. And traceability is another very important part of our business, where clients would want, not every time, but often want to have 100% traceability of their equipment, where it was sourced, what was the process, how it is, how we went about it, and the rest of it. With a tech-led environment, all of that is possible. Again, on demand, as you
Yeah.
need it there.
This is a nice way to think about it actually. So just every workflow on one system of record, and that that has benefits that may not be just save time, save money, make more money, but as you pointed out, things like transparency, right? So, which cannot be quantified, but it is something that the customers definitely will value you whenever they are, let's say, choosing a vendor, or whenever they are in that process, right? So interesting,
Yeah.
interesting way to think about it. Have you have you had the tryst with AI? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions around the impact of AI on your
I mean, it's already here. I mean, on a standalone side, we use the AI, the very well known the AI model all day long. Within our team, we use Gemini as well. But on a platform level, we already there. We're already starting to create workflows that will be now, in our next rollout, in our roadmap, we already have a very highly integrated AI engine that will kickstart the process
Hmm.
and fast forward it quite a bit for the team. So yeah, it is happening. We are also going to be integrating AI in our supply chain and deliverable process. So it will keep on, well, what we look to do is we look to create a lot of rule engines and flag engines, and those all of those engines will use AI in a different manner depending on what the use case is. But yeah, it is most definitely is here, and it cannot be ignored.
And the impact of AI on your industry at large is would largely be ability to do things faster, more accurately, better.
Yeah,
Any one of those or all of
all
those?
of those. I mean, all of those. Yeah, faster, do better, be more accurate, and generally AI will allow things to churn out, information lots quicker. I mean, data is the currency now. It's
Yeah,
beyond Bitcoin, and
yeah.
so I mean, one has to take that cue to say, if I have data, what am I doing with it? And if I can use AI, nothing like it. So we are now also looking at integrating our tech into our clients' platforms, and AI will again at that point play a big role in managing all the data and you know
Getting insights as well.
drawing out the information that we really need to see.
Got it. The other thing that I wanted to understand, and I think you also mentioned it a while back, was sort of around, you've had your fair share of challenges and maybe some amount of setback in terms of implementing technology as well across RefTech. Whether that or anything else, like what are some two or three things that you have learned that have now sort of become your own rules, or now you sort of become your own non-negotiables in terms of if there's any tech initiative that needs to happen at RefTech, these are the two, three things that we have learned that we will not, mistakes that we will not repeat, or things that we know work surprisingly well and we'll do more of this. Like, what are some two or three lessons that you've learned implementing RefTech over the last 18 odd years? So, implementing technology at RefTech over the last 18 odd.
One thing we started to learn is that in the latest rollout, what we have had, rather than us going away and doing things and then bringing it back to the teams, we've actually have an exceptional team engagement now. So we have been asking our own colleagues to say, look, I want to make improvements in your process. I have some ideas. Can you work with us? So it's a lot of teamwork, and that helps because not at the initiation or and at the concept stage, but the testing stage. But they are able to test their own vision, or this is how I'd
Yeah,
like to see,
yeah,
this is working better for us, or this is not working better for us. Those sort of use cases that we have realized. So we, by department, we have a small cluster of team that we keep on rotating, and they are now engaged. So it's like, our capabilities of rolling out and, new new ideas, new improvements, gets enhanced significantly
yeah,
because it's only not two or three people
yeah,
in a room making those decisions.
yeah,
We now, our out of our total team strength, I think there are about 18 or 20 people now make those decisions. And that helps because when those phases are decided, what goes first, what takes priority over other,
Yeah.
It's a very happy medium. No one, everyone gets a share of love. Everyone is happy. Okay, we're going to do XYZ, fast track some few things and slow down. Or like I said, the GST implementation was a big feat for us. We did not. If you had asked me 3 months ago, what do you think about GST? I would have said. But now we are fully GST compliant. So I mean, and we may not even use the modules for another 6 months or 12 months or
Yeah.
whatever, but we are there.
But you're
We are
there
ready.
already. Yeah.
So these are some of the things that we strive upon, and it's something that we're very happy with.
Correct. Correct. Before I let you go, one of the things that I wanted to understand from you was on the lines of is definitely going to be a focus area from a tech standpoint
Yeah.
for RefTech. And what are some other focus areas that you're looking at in terms of implementing?
Integration with third-party systems develops stickiness, develops transparency, helps scale up, provides a lot of learnings, lot of learning. You can create a use case with one client and you exactly know what is required with the next client and the rest of it. So that helps significantly. The next, amongst the things that we're currently working on, third-party integrations on the client side.
Yeah. Yeah. So not just like transparency within RefTech, but passing on that transparency to the client where they exist.
Right, and visibility, full visibility, right? So that is one. It's like imagine Amazon. Like it's a huge use case.
Yeah.
Transparency
Yeah.
at such a level.
Yeah.
And they have millions of vendors and millions of
Yeah.
customers. And
Yeah.
it's absolutely so, but if you scale it all the way down into a B2B environment where your
Yeah.
customer numbers are small and your clients are small and your vendors are also small, that big, you
Yeah.
can then understand, okay, if they can do it at that scale,
Yeah.
it should be relatively straightforward for us to do it at
Yeah.
a lot smaller scale, at a fraction of that. So I think that is the vision that we're taking forward. And of course, it comes with its own challenges. It's all fun.
Yeah.
Things work, things break, then the things work again, and misalignment. But that's a part of technology that we love.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it. Sometimes when the tech breaks, it's a little painful, but then solving that is fun. So sort of that covers for it. But with that, Nitin, I think I enjoyed this conversation a lot. Hope the people who are watching or listening to this, if you found value in this conversation, then we will link Nitin's LinkedIn in the description wherever you are.
For sure.
If you, yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, please. That should be all fine. Thank you.
And we'll also link RefTech's website as well, so you are able to look through the company and maybe have questions for Nitin as well. But thank you, Nitin, for taking out the time. This was a fun episode.
No, thank you too as well for the opportunity. It was my first time, but I hope I get
You
7
did
and 10.
amazing. If this was your first time, you did amazing. It didn't feel
I
like first.
hope I get 7 and 10. Then yeah, that's it.
More than that, but thank you. Thanks again, and we'll see
You're
you
very
soon.
welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.